All right, everybody, we can get started here with Coach. Jen, you can lead off, and Graf, you can go after Jen.
Coach, the Bulls had a record night tonight from beyond the arc. What would you have liked to have seen different defensively versus Levine, White, and crew?
Well, they just played great. I mean, they played great, and we were a step slow on everything other than the second quarter. So, bad combination tonight of them being great and making shots and us being a step slow defensively.
I know you're not one for moral victories, but that was the most minutes and the most points we've seen out of Kyra Lewis so far. Does he continue to be a brighter spot each and every game?
I mean, Kyra's playing well, and he was a bright spot tonight.
Coach, at the 6:43 mark, you're down 115-104 and had a chance to cut it to single digits. They miss a three. It's a 50-50 ball. They get the rebound, and Satoransky made the three. You were visibly frustrated at that point in the game. That really was the final straw. But how frustrating was that play?
Well, it was just, look, I know we were exhausted at that point because we really stretched some guys out on the second night of a back-to-back. So I could have done a better job with our rotations, but we were running out. It's not like the ball bounced strong and we didn't get to it. We had guys not even coming back on the ball. It was frustrating, but look, when you're down that much, every mistake is magnified, and it was our first and third quarters. I mean, we survived one 40-point quarter. You're not going to survive two in a game. We just weren't good enough tonight. It was an awful night all the way around, and we move on and make sure that this doesn't stick with us, and we come out on Friday night and play a lot better game.
Hey, Stan, Christian Clark here. I know Zach is having an incredible season, but in what ways do you think you guys could have better contained him tonight?
Well, you know what? I mean, again, it was everything. I mean, it was just, game plan could have been different. Schemes could have been different. We could have gotten into him more. We could have been harder on the closeouts. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, there's nobody to single out here. I'll take as big a part of the blame as anyone. Obviously, what we had as a game plan didn't work, and we didn't play. I'm not even going to say we didn't play hard enough. I don't think we did, but a lot. We were just a step slow to everything. Everything was late. We just weren't covering ground in rotations. We just didn't do a good enough job.
Hey, Stan, Scott with Noel.com. I know in several of these losses, particularly during that long road trip, one quarter seemed to be the difference that swung you guys in a bad direction. Tonight, 40-14 in the third. Is that symptomatic of anything, or is that just it happened to happen over a single quarter?
Well, it actually happened over two quarters. It happened over the first quarter and the third quarter. So it was symptomatic again. I mean, to me, the game was simple to analyze. They played extremely well and with very good pace and ball movement. And we were a step late on everything. We just couldn't guard them at all tonight. We could not.
Hey, Coach, this is Shamit Dua from Bourbon Street Shots. You've talked a lot this season about the volatility of teams just hitting a lot of threes and needing to weather those type of runs. Is there, philosophically speaking, is there a way to kind of combat that volatility, to reduce it, to make sure it doesn't have that big of an impact game to game on both ends?
Yeah, I mean, there is. You can do different things defensively. I thought, we've been getting a little bit better, taking away threes. We haven't done, hugely better, but we've been better over these last 8 games on covering the three-point line. We just could not tonight. And a lot of that was them, their ball movement, their passing. They were very, very sharp. They've got really good guards who were quick in making plays. And we didn't do a good job closing out and covering, and we have to go back to and look and see if, I know there were things we probably should have adjusted to sooner, and we didn't. So, as a coaching staff, me in particular, you've got to take a big share of the blame on that.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
All right.
Appreciate your time. All right, everybody, we can get started here with Zion. Will Guillory, you can go ahead.
What's up, Zion? This is Will from The Athletic. Stan mentioned that you guys have showed some improvement recently with defending threes, and obviously that slipped tonight. I guess, what did they do to kind of hurt you guys in that area, and what kind of lacked on your end?
Their ball movement was incredible. The pace of their offense was great. And then they were also hitting shots. But their energy was just higher than ours, to start the game. And we can't start games like that.
Hey, Zion, Christian Clark here, Null.com. Did it, you just mentioned the energy level. Did you guys feel that, on the second night of a back-to-back? Do you think that was a factor at all?
We try not to focus on that. We just try to, come in with the mindset of, we didn't play a game the previous night. Just go out there and compete. But, it got the best of us tonight, and we can't let the mental mindset get us like that.
Hey, Zion, Scott with NOLA.com. What happened in the third quarter in your mind? 40-14, I think was the final. What did you see transpired there?
Energy, and they wanted it more. They got a lot more loose balls than us, and each time they got a loose ball, they capitalized off it, with a three-pointer or second chance points. We didn't really execute on the offensive end. And they went, like you said, they went on a 40-14 run.
Zion, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. What did you think of the defensive anticipation and some of the stuff that Kyra did tonight on the court? I know we talked about him a couple games ago.
Kyra is steadily improving. As y'all see, like I said a couple games ago, Kyra's going to go out there and, do what he can to help the team win. And even on nights like this, Kyra's always going to continue to play.
All right, thanks, Z. Appreciate your time.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
All right, everybody, we can get started with BI. Christian Clark, you can go ahead.
Hey, BI, Christian Clark here with Null.com. The disparity in threes was kind of the difference in that game. Just where did you feel like, the breakdowns occurred and let them get that number of 3-point attempts?
The way we started is big, and I think them Gary Temple threes in the beginning of the game kind of started their run. I don't think they missed since Gary made those first 2 threes. Zach was hot, and the rest of the team was hot from the 3-point line. So it just felt like they were kind of in the shoot around today, and they made it look like it. And it's hard to come back when guys are just hitting shots after shot after shot.
BI, I realize it was a tough night overall for the team, but what are you seeing from Kyra right now, especially just some of what he did defensively and just his anticipation tonight?
Steady improvement. Every single game that he comes out, he does something really, really good, and it's something better than the last game. He's learning the game, the league, and figuring out ways that he can be effective on the offensive and defensive end, and he's progressing every single game.
Yeah, and a couple of you guys have already mentioned the energy and how it kind of felt like it wasn't there early on. I guess when you feel that early in the game, what can you do to combat that and prevent things to kind of snowball the way they did tonight?
We just have to create our own energy. We knew that coming into here, and that's kind of what we have to do every single time that we come in here, and this is the second night of a back-to-back. So we know that we have to have our energy coming in here, and then we got to feed off everybody, and we need everybody to come in and do their job.
Hey, Brandon, it's Scott from NOLA.com. What happened in the third quarter there? It looked like you guys had kind of gotten yourselves back under control right before the half, and then that was obviously, one of your worst quarters of the season. Did anything in particular occur, or was it basically everything that happened in the first?
I'm sure it was everything that happened in the first. They were knocking down shots. We couldn't knock a shot down. And on the defensive end, we didn't have an urgency on the defensive end to compete. But I'm not worried. I think things happen like this for us to respond and get better and be sharper the next day.
All right, thank you, B. I appreciate it.
how he feels like you've been making progress every time as far as just getting more comfortable. Is there something to you getting more comfortable maybe on the defensive end? It seemed like you read a lot of plays really well. You got a couple steals and just deflections. It seemed like you were pretty disruptive.
Just going over the scouting report, knowing where guys like to get to, what passes they make, and like you said, just being out there and getting more comfortable every time I play. Just really use my anticipation as being a point guard as well, know what passes I would make. Just trying to get as many steals and deflections as I can.
Hey, Kyra, Christian Clark here. The game tonight was obviously, decided at the 3-point arc. Just where did you feel like the breakdowns occurred for you guys tonight?
I had to say, just when they got in the paint, just us helping over, protecting the paint, and finding shooters. And, they just had a great night at the 3-point line. You got to give them credit. I don't know if they went from the 3-point line, but I know they made a lot of them. So I know we'll watch film, see how we can get better, and try to eliminate some threes.
So, Kyra, you've been playing a lot in the past few games with that second unit with Josh Hart and JJ on the wing. I guess with that lineup with the ball in your hands a little bit more, what's kind of your focus as far as what you got to do to be effective with that group?
First thing is just come in and push the paint, push the pace. And when I'm in as a point guard, anytime I come off a ball screen or I got a chance to get in the paint and cause havoc, make the defense collapse, open up opportunities for my teammates as well as myself. That's what I'm trying to do. So really when I come in, I'm just looking to push the pace, get in the paint, make the defense collapse, and just make the right read.
What's up, Kyra? This is Shamit Dua from Bourbon Street Shots. You've got an up-close and personal look at some of the best guards in the league. De'Aaron Fox, John Moran, John Wall the other night, Zach LaVine tonight. What are you taking from some of the games, and what's that experience been like being on the same floor as them?
It's a great experience. Just seeing how they got better from year to year, from game to game, seeing what I can take from their game and add into mine. Just how they make certain reads or how they get themselves easy looks or get to the free throw line. And also what they do on the defensive end, maybe if they're struggling, get a steal or get a deflection and try to get the tempo up for themselves and create opportunities for their teammates. Try to get going that way as well. So I just try to look at every aspect of their game and see how I can instill it to mine.
Hey, Kyra, I think 2 of the threes you made tonight might have been off the dribble. Just how comfortable do you feel like pulling up from that distance?
I feel comfortable. It's something I work on every day in practice, after practice, or before practice. Something I've been doing ever since I've been playing basketball. So once I get a good rhythm, get into my shot and follow through, I just feel like it's always going to go in.
Yeah, you mentioned the importance of getting into the paint. Something a lot of rookie guards struggle with is finishing at the rim, that first year. What have you kind of learned as far as what it takes to kind of maneuver around all of those bodies? Obviously it's a different level. Guys are bigger, more athletic. What are you figuring out as far as finishing around the rim?
I had to say just sometimes you get in the paint, make the right reads. Not try to make it a tough layup if the big come over and try to block it or challenge it. At the same time, even if you do, just work on your layups in practice or before practice and try to get them in game speed, and that's what I've been doing. Watching film and seeing how I can be even more effective. And I had to say I've just been doing that and getting better at it every time I play.
All right, appreciate it, Kyra. Thank you. everybody. We can go ahead with Zoe here. Christian Clark, you want to lead us off?
Hey, Lonzo. Stan just mentioned it. It just seemed like you guys were a step slow all night in the defensive end. Did you feel like that was the case? And on nights, when you're on the second night of a back-to-back, how do you just, create that energy?
We got to play harder. I think tonight, like Stan said, we were a step slow, and it translated into a lot of open threes, and they were knocking them down tonight. And anytime, a team shoots like that, it's going to be hard to beat them.
Yeah, you guys have shown some gradual improvement as far as defending the three-pointer from where you were early in the season. Obviously, tonight was a step back. I guess what do you have to do to kind of continue that upward trajectory as far as defending the three-point line?
Just be better on Friday. At the end of the day, today is just one game. We've been making improvements on both sides of the ball. I think, one night of slippage isn't going to cost us the whole season. I think we just got to learn from it and just keep trying to move forward.
Lonzo, the pace that these games are happening this season is pretty crazy, just the way the schedule is condensed. Are you approaching the season any differently than you did in the past couple of years just because of how many games you're playing in a short amount of time?
I try to take it one game at a time. Everybody, this is a new kind of way of life for everybody. So we're not the only team playing all these games in a row. Everybody's doing it in the league, and it's just what has to be done. So for me, just try to come in and bring energy every day is really the main focus.
I know that right now you're in a really good groove from the three-point line, but you also have shot free throws really well lately. Is that something that you feel like you've made progress on, over the last stretch?
Definitely. I know I can shoot the ball. It should be, pretty normal for me moving forward, I feel like. And free throws, me and Fred put a lot of time in. So, I know I can make them. It's just about getting to the line at this point.
All right. Thank you, Lonzo. Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Good job out there.